Rounded bar charts are simply bar charts with rounded edges. And this is one of the alternatives that you can use to, or rather it's an alternative to what we use as normal bar charts. And it's a chart that you can use to break that monotony of using the same chart over and over. And therefore, in this class, I want to show you how you can be able to create these rounded bar charts, so you can be able to alternate them with the normal bar charts in your visits. And therefore, I'm using this data on Sample Superstore, and let me just show the cells for different months. So let me change this one to month. And of course, sorry, it should be month. And let me also add cells. So this one is showing the cells for different months. Let me add the title and of course, these few labels. Let me change this one to bar and sort it. So this is a normal bar chart. And for us to be able to change this one to rounded, or rather to bar chart with rounded edges, first of all, I'm going to introduce what we're going to call as a new measure. In this case, just will be a 0. So double click here and I can use the sum of 0 or the average. It doesn't make difference because the result is the same. And let me, of course, label this. Next, I'm going to change this one to what we call a combined axis chart by simply dragging the sum of 0 to the axis here. And as you're going to see, when you bring it there, you can see these squares at the end of the axis. Just drop it there to create your combined. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to max card. Let me change this one to a line. And I'm going to drag this measure name. I'm going to drop it to path. And we're going to have this some sort of a chart which looks like a dumbbell chart. And now we can now begin to create the shape of our chart by simply increasing the size of this simple bar chart. In this case, let me just come to size and try to increase the size of the chart. And as you can see, the edges are rounded. Next, what we're going to do is to customize the way we're labeling this chart by simply coming to the label. And I'm going to select underline ends. I'm going to change this one to be labeled only the end of the line. So I'm going to uncheck label the start of the line, simply to remove this 0 at the start here. And now what we have is a rounded bar chart. However, as you can see, there's quite a bit of space at the beginning of the chart, as well as some of the labels are not quite well labeled. So how can we do this? I can be able to remove this a bit of space here by simply using either a reference line or simply fixing the axis. And to do that, I'm going to right click on the axis, go to edit axis, and I'm going to fix this axis rather than using -19. Let me change this one to around -5, from 19,000 to around 5,000. And as you can see, the space is quite reduced. Next, as you can see, this label at the end seems to be labeled under the chart. I can also be able to fix that by increasing the fixed end. Let me change this one to something around 372. Let me change it to around 382. And as you can see, now the labels are well labeled. I can also add this axis. And as you can see, when you hover, the 0 is still available in the tooltip. And I think the best way that you can deal with this one is removing the tooltips by simply coming to the tooltip and say, don't show the tooltip. And you can see now we've created this bar chart with rounded edges, which I think would be a better alternative for your normal bar chart, just to break that monotony of using the same chart over and over again. So that's all. Thanks.